Good job. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Corva Lotus Light.
Layerland Silverfawn.
So we're here for our first, official, not intro-y, actually talking about something, video.
Doing our thing.
And today we're going to talk a bit about the healer's path and not taking it home with you.
Mm-hmm.
We've both worked in a variety of capacities in the healing fields and continue to practice healing arts for family and friends. And it can be a doozy. It's hard not to take it home.
It is.
So this kind of came up because one of our friends has gotten a chance to do her internship in the oncology...
Externship, actually.
Externship,
yeah.
In an oncology center working with cancer patients. And that can be really hard. And so she reached out to us to ask if there are ways for her to protect herself energetically and spiritually, and how to lessen some of that burden.
And things that she could do on a day-to-day basis to be able to help with that. So we came up with some things. So who counts as a healer? Basically anyone, no matter what profession you're in, from Reiki to massage therapist to caregiver to nurse to doctor. Even if you're just caring for a loved one or a child who might be disabled or sick, this really counts for anybody that is in any kind of medical field or just a healer in general.
Yeah, whether it's hospital and modern Western medicine or any of the alternative healing arts. We, in that field, we interact with people, we open ourselves to people, and we take on what's called the healer's burden. And this is really that energy drain, that vulnerability that we show, that sacrificing of ourselves in order to care for others that inevitably comes, that desire to put others before yourself that comes so easily to healers, whether it has disastrous consequences on our personal lives and energies or not. But it's something that we take on willingly, and it's something that we continue to move forward with, and many of us wear as a bit of a badge of honor.
And they have a calling to do so, too. A calling and a gift to do so.
We do, definitely. But there's some pitfalls with it. Mainly that it can really drain us.
Mm-hmm.
And most people's default response is to shield.
Yeah.
I'm going to let her take it away a little bit about that.
And that's where a problem can come in. Yeah, it seems pretty natural that you want to shield yourself and protect yourself from the emotions of your patients, of their families, of just having to tell this person you're not doing well, or whatever it might be. And the automatic response is to shield and kind of suck that in and stop your feelings. That's actually the reverse of what you want to do. Because what ends up happening if you're shielding, that's when you get that cold nurse or doctor who doesn't seem to have much compassion, doesn't seem to really be listening to you. And it's not that they don't care, it's just they've gotten to a point that that's the only way that they can deal with the emotions and topics and things that they have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And this is actually the reverse of what you want to do. You don't want to have that shield and that closed off cold callousness. You want to be open. You want to be compassionate towards your patients. And even bring a sense of joy as well. Be it joy from your life, if you even just take a moment to remember a beautiful memory, and you use that energy when you go in and talk to your patients or talk to the people you work with, using that joy to really bring that energy forward, so you're not going in there shielded. You're not going in there with a already down part of energy. You're actually uplifted, and you can help uplift them in that way as well.
And not just coming in with joy, but finding joy there. Laugh at the silly joke that the old man made. Smile at the children that pass you in the hall. Celebrate in the victories of patients and families. that's where you find the joy within the work that keeps you going.
And even if you do something like you drop your pen or something like that in front of a patient, don't get nervous and like shrug it off. Make a joke about it, laugh about it. That's going to put them at more ease as well as yourself.
So we want to be joyful. We want to be compassionate. But we want to be careful that our compassion doesn't turn to pity. We want to make sure that we're looking at these people as people, not as cancer patients or paraplegics or people suffering. We don't want to look at just their injury. We're treating their injury, that we're treating their illness, but we're also treating them as a person, and we need to remember to view them as a person. They may be scared, they may be having a good day, they may be having a bad day. Be there with them, hold space for them, treat them like a person, not like a frail object.
And this is really important too, because I've known many people, both disabled and illness, that they're treated differently, and they don't like it majority of the time. They like the compassion, sure, but they don't want to be babied. They don't want to be treated like they're no longer an adult or they're no longer a viable member of society. They want to be treated as they did even when they weren't sick or weren't injured. So that's something to keep in mind when you're dealing with your patients.
Yeah, dignity, treating them with dignity, it helps uplift their spirit. And when we look at healing as a holistic picture, keeping their mental, keeping their emotional, keeping their spiritual beings uplifted only can help heal the body, because if they give up hope, if they dread coming to the doctors because that terrible nurse always just pities me and acts like I can't do anything, all that's going to do is make them resistant to their own healing. They're already having a rough enough time with family members or friends who may not understand or coming to terms with their own illness. They need their healing team to be their team on their side for good days and bad.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's why we go into it. You know, there's the healer's call. Anyone who comes into this, they come into it because they're called to it. They're called to help people. They're called to sit with people in times of pain and struggle. They want to make their fellow man feel better.
And it's not an easy calling to have, but to always keep that in mind, even on your worst day, that you're here for a purpose, you're here for a reason, and keep in mind what that reason and that what purpose was when you originally went into the field.
Yeah. Hold on to that. That is so sacred and so special. But there's something that you can do every day that you have to go to work, whether it's at a hospital or a private clinic, or if you do home visits, or if you are just going to the massage studio for the day to work on people. Wherever it is that you go, there's something that you can do every day to help protect yourself, to help deal with the and spiritual drains that can happen in this work. So we kind of broke it into 3 sections. It's something you can do before your shift, something you can do when times are getting a little tough at work, and something that you can do at the end of each day to make sure that you're not bringing it home with you, that you're not letting a hard day at work affect your time with your friends and your family and your own personal life away from it. So something you can do before work is arrive a few minutes early and just sit in the car for a second. Turn it off. Turn off the radio. Take a few anchoring breaths. Just connect with your breath. Let it center you. Let it kind of calm you into yourself. If you want, you can say a short mantra or a short prayer, whichever feels right. If neither feels right, don't do it. But then smile. Think of something funny. Think of something that brings you joy and smile. Smile with your mouth. Smile with your eyes. Let that smile permeate your being until, to steal from Eat, Pray, Love, your liver is smiling. And it's not always easy.
No.
especially if you had a rough morning or a late night or something personal. But take that moment. Leave home at home. Center. Smile. Bring that joy. Touch into your inner strength. And then go in and start your day. You will notice the difference in your energy throughout the day. Your patients will notice the difference in their interactions with
coworkers,
your coworkers.
all of it.
Do it. It's worth it.
It sounds silly, but it really helps. It really, really helps.
So then once you're at work...
So a couple things we could do while you're at work. Say you're having a difficult time. The energies have gotten too thick for you. It's, things happen, right? So just like we were doing at the very start of the day, bring it back to your breath. Your breath is your friend. It's something you always have. Heck, we have to do it just to survive and live. So why not bring it back? And it really brings you back into your center and back into yourself. So come back to that anchored breathing, even if you just have a moment while you're walking from one patient's room to the next, or, from the front desk to the copier, whatever it might be. Take that few moments to do those anchor breathing. And about 5 breaths is usually what's the best to get you going. 3 if you're in a pinch, but 5 breaths is going to bring you back to that grounding and to that centering.
And let them be deep breaths. Feel that breath enter and travel all the way into the depths of your lung and back out, and just use it to ground you.
Another thing you can do is either a mantra or prayer, whichever calls more to you. It's a mantra that you found, or it can be one that you even make yourself to help you through the day. It can be a prayer, and it can be a prayer to whoever or whatever that it might be, even if it's just like, Great Spirit, give me strength, I'm feeling a little low, help aid me in the next activity that I need to do.
If it brings you comfort and helps you feel strong, pray to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's something that you can kind of do throughout the day to minimize your energy getting overloaded, or minimize the fact that you're no longer smiling, you're not feeling that joy, and being able to kind of reset and bring you back to that.
Yeah, because hard times will happen.
Yep.
There'll be bad days. There'll be days with tough patients. There'll be days of loss, but that's okay. And it's all about taking care of yourself as you ride those waves. And what's beautiful about this, both the breath and the mantra, they take 30 seconds.
Yeah.
They can be done anywhere.
You can do them in the break room. You can do them when you go to the bathroom.
Anything.
Just walking. Anytime.
So then comes to the end of the day. And this one is a little bit more of a formal ritual. There's a bit more of a process to it. But it's also probably the most important one. This is what is going to... The first 2 are what's going to help you get through the day. It's what's going to help you while you're at work to be joyful and be energetic and help your patients the best you can. The one at the end of your day, this is for you. This is for you. This is for your sanity. This is for your family,
friends, whoever it might be that you're coming home to.
This is going to be what makes it so that work stays at work, and that you can continue to live and have the energy to enjoy your life and thrive away from work. So this one takes about 15 minutes. So it's really important. Talk to your roommates. Talk to your partner or spouse. Talk to whoever provides childcare if you have a kid. And go, hey, when I get home, I need 15 minutes just to myself. Afterwards, I'm all yours. But this 15 minutes, I need to be able to let my workday go. If you do have kids, talk to the nanny, talk to your partner, talk to the family member that's watching them, and let them know, when I get home, 15 minutes, no updates, watch the kids. When I'm done, I'll come out, I'll relieve you, I'll be happy to hear about your day. If your kid is in a daycare program, this can be done in the car. This can be done in the parking lot. This can be done in a park, wherever you feel comfortable. You can sit in the parking lot outside work. You can drive to a nice park on the way. You can sit in the daycare center's parking lot and do this before you go in. But before you pick up your kid, take this 15 minutes. You'll have so much more energy and playfulness and tolerance for them, and it will make your time with them so much more enjoyable.
So the biggest part of this too is making it a routine. So even if you had a great day at work, there was a lot of jokes and laughing, maybe someone brought in cupcakes, whatever it might be, even if it's a gorgeous and wonderful day that you've had, still do this practice, still do this inning ritual. It's going to become more and more of a routine. And if you lose that routine going, oh, I had a good day, I think I can, just pick up my kid and start cooking dinner, I'll be fine. That's when you're going to end up sliding. And you're going to have a backslide of you've had that good day and then the next day is a bad day and you completely have forgotten about your routine. Remember, it takes about 30 days to make a habit.
And this isn't just about processing the pain. It's also about processing the joy. It's about being able, for whatever it was that day, to have its time and have its place. It will help re-energize you at the end of the day. It will help clear your mind so that you can focus on home life throughout the day. It will help. Do it, no matter what.
No matter what, do it. It's important.
So you're going to go to your private place, wherever that place is going to be, and you're going to start the ritual however feels right for you. If you want to cast circle, cast circle. If you want to call elements or guides or ancestors or deities or any spirit that might speak to you, do it. That's the first step. Then you're going to purge. We're going to purge whatever emotions came up that day. If it was something funny, laugh. If it was something that made you angry, punch a pillow, scream, stomp your feet, do whatever you need.
Get it out.
Cry. If someone passed, if someone's struggling, if something happened that hurt your feelings on the way out the door, whatever it is, however trivial or silly it seems, express that emotion. Let it out.
It gets worse and worse if you don't. If you bottle it and you just hold it in, it's going to become explosive at one point. And if it doesn't become explosive, it goes to the other side, which can be even worse than exploding at your fiance or your significant other or your children,
your coworker,
or your coworkers. If it doesn't explode, the other side of it is numbness. And this is where you don't feel anything. It's almost a side of depression. But you don't feel anything. You don't feel the joy from your life. You don't feel the happy times. You don't feel the sad times. And that's just as bad as having to all of a sudden just explode because someone forgot ketchup on the grocery list. So make sure that you're getting these emotions out. It can be hard. It can be difficult. But getting them out, and especially with going back to what we talked about of making that routine of getting it out, it'll be easier each time. Once you get to your sacred space or wherever it is that you're going to do this ritual, you will start to get in the mindset of, okay, it is time. I can let this go. I am in a safe place. I can now hold space for myself.
And you are in a safe place. There is no judgment around that emotion. There's no judgment from you. It's not silly. It's not wrong. However you're feeling is exactly how you're supposed to feel, and it's okay to express it. You won't get judgment from your deities or your ancestors or your friends or your family or your roommates or co-workers. It is judgment free. It is okay.
And trust me, your family, friends, and co-workers will like you a lot better if you do this.
True. And just like with your patients, treating them with dignity keeps their spirits up and helps them heal. The same happens for you with this purging. Purge those emotions that you're taking home from work with you, because taking them home is inevitable. It's going to happen. But if we purge them instead of bottling them, our spirits will stay higher and our bodies won't get ill as quickly, because as the depression comes and the listfulness comes or the rage comes, we stop sleeping as well. Our eating habits change, our patience changes, our immune system drops. Do it for yourself, your mental health, your spiritual health, and your physical health, and the health of your and happiness of your friends and family will thank you.
Absolutely.
So when you're done purging, because purging can be very intense sometimes, we have to calm ourselves back down and center. So again, leaning on our trusty friend, our anchor breath, taking those nice deep breaths, finding your calm, finding your center, relaxing out of your emotions and back into your body.
Resetting.
Resetting. That's a really good way to put it. You've let it out, now you get to reset. And once you're reset, then you get to start processing some of the things that happened in the day. You can look at them in a more objective way because it's not high with emotion, and you're going to be able to process it. And honestly, whether you're Christian or you're pagan or you're Buddhist or you're atheist, whatever it is, prayer, and I know that's a hard one, especially if you're atheist, is the way to go. And there's a lot of different types of prayer. There's the Christian prayers.
So with Christian prayers, you have a little bit more of that asking God to do it. So in the sense of, there's this patient, her name is Sarah. God, could you please take away her pain? Take away her illness. Give her energy. So in a lot of ways with the Christian prayer, you're asking the Lord to make it happen, to do it for them. With pagan prayer, it's a little bit different. We ask for assistance. We ask for aid, not for them to just take it away. So instead, it could be, Great Spirit, Sarah's having a really hard time, and I'd really love it if you could assist her in helping her build her strength, helping her to accept the things that are happening, helping her to get through these treatments. So it's that assistance versus that doing.
And if you are atheist, make a wish. Wishes are so similar to prayer. You can just sit there and go, I hope Sarah can find the strength to keep going. Say it out loud. Just state it. State it to thin air. State it to God. State it to ancestors. State it to whoever or whatever you feel is right. But state it. It's going to help it get off your mind. It's going to help it get off your chest. And for us witchy folks, we're setting our intentions. We're sending that energy out to the universe to make it so. So when you pray for your patients who aren't doing well and for their families. Pray and give thanks for your patients who are doing well.
Yeah.
And pray for yourself. Pray for your own strength and pray for your own compassion. But pray. It will help. Even if it seems really silly at first. It will help.
A lot of this will seem really silly at first.
So once you finish praying, you can meditate. And there's lots of types of meditation you can do. But we recommend a silent one. Don't do a guided meditation. Don't do a music meditation. Do breath meditation. Do stillness meditation. Do walking meditation. But meditate. Listen.
And you only have to do that for about 5 minutes. You don't have to do that for very long. It's just kind of bringing everything back into focus. So the next one after that is to cleanse yourself and your space. So you've released all of this emotion. You've released everything that's happened. You've asked the ancestors or Great Spirit or whatever for guidance and for assistance for yourself and your patients. Now you want to cleanse yourself. There's multiple ways you can do it. Whatever one calls to you is the one that's perfectly right for you. You can sage yourself. You can sprinkle water over your head. You can sprinkle salt water over your head. You can hold on to a stone such as onyx or selenite or black tourmaline for it to soak away that negative energy. You can fan yourself and your area. But you want to make sure that you're doing not only yourself, but whatever area you're in, because as you release all these emotions into this particular area, being it your car or a spot in your house, it's going to build and build and build and build and build until the point that you go in there and you're not going to want to be in there.
Yeah.
So making sure that you're cleansing yourself and cleansing your space towards the end of all this is going to be really beneficial to yourself and to your space, to make sure that it stays as sacred or as a pleasant space to be in.
And remember, you can also do sound cleansing, drumming,
yes,
or
singing bowls. Singing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So most people,
Stop at that point.
Stop there. Mm-hmm. They purge, they pray, they meditate, they cleanse, and they get up and they walk away.
Yeah, I'm done.
But they're missing a really vital point. You've brought yourself back to baseline. Mm-hmm. Now it's time to re-energize and build yourself up. And this is where it can get fun and funny and goofy. Build the joy.
Mm-hmm. Build your joy back up. Whether it's something that you think about, like when your son was 2 years old and he did this one thing that was super cute and super funny and it makes you laugh every time, or if it's a video that you know that makes you laugh, or a song. I personally love to dance. So an example that I had earlier about this is that maybe even while I'm doing the cleansing, I would light that stick of sage and start dancing around the room as I'm cleansing. But I love to dance, so that's just for me. But you might enjoy singing. You might enjoy listening to some jokes or a comedian.
Putting on your favorite song.
Put on your favorite song. Whatever it might be to bolster yourself back up and
slap
bring
on that
joy.
Really awesome color of lipstick.
Right? Lipstick power.
So once you've built, you've prayed, we've done all these things, then leave an offering. Especially you pagans out there. Leave an offering to whatever it is that you prayed to, whoever you called assistance to. The idea of a gift for a gift, of us giving something if we ask for something in return, is huge, and it's important. And it doesn't matter how small the gift is. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. It could be a flower you picked from your yard. It can be pouring some fresh water. It can be lighting a little sage for them. Whatever feels right, leave a little something for them.
It's the idea that you can't get something out of nothing.
Yeah.
And the practice of gratitude as well comes into that.
Yeah, definitely. So at that point, after you've given your offering, if you have cast circle or called any elements or deities or spirits, now's the time to devote and thank them and open your circle. And then you're going to go out. You're going to go out and you're going to pick up your kids or hang out with your spouse or see your friends or your pets or just sit by yourself. Whatever it is, there's one final step. Once you've gone out, hug them, kiss them, pet them, be grateful. Be grateful for your friends, be grateful for your family, be grateful for your pets, be grateful for your independence, whatever it may be, whatever your situation is. Take a moment to practice some gratitude. Every day. Practice that gratitude and be thankful for what you have. Because you are going to see people who are struggling through odds that seem impossible. So come home, let it go, reset yourself, re-energize yourself, and practice gratitude.
So that's what we had for today about that, and I hope you guys that are all in medical or some sort of healing profession take on some of these, especially the after at the end of the day ritual, even if you don't do the rest except for maybe breathing here or there. Really try and make the closing ritual at the end of your day a full practice that you put together.
Yeah. It will help. It will help a lot, because it's not about shielding. It's not about closing ourselves off. It's not about not being affected by what happens at work, because you're going to be affected. You're human. It's good that you are affected. But it's about making sure that you're dealing with it in a healthy way at the end of the day, so that it doesn't continue to affect the rest of your life. So, blessings to those who have been called to this healer's path. We feel you. We know it is not easy. You are awesome. You are honored. We love you. Your patients love you. And you have the strength to do this. Blessings.
Bye. Oh, you got it. Oh.